Four Rafale fighter jets of the Indian Air Force carried out a long-range mission lasting for over 6 hours in the Indian Ocean region. The Indian Air Force has confirmed via a tweet that the aircraft encountered a large force engagement during the exercise and reached their designed weapon release point. Added that the targets were hit successfully. These exercises point out to the efficiency of the armed forces of the Indian Air Force and, more importantly, the latest induction of the Rafale aircraft in the fleet of the Indian Air Force is, of course, a huge achievement of sort, a huge important development that had happened in the recent past, not without its share of controversy. Akash with us on the broadcast. Akash, tell us more about this exercise. How is this strategically important?
So, Anusha, this was a 6 hours long mission of Indian Air Force where our advanced fighter plane Rafael, four Rafael were a part of the particular exercise. And this is very much important because you see, this happened over Indian Ocean region. And as far as Indian Ocean region, we know that how China is showing its aggression in the particular area. And also as far as experts are concerned, so they always say that Indian Ocean region is going to be very, very important in future in any sort of possible contingency. So as far as the particular area is concerned, so strategically it is very important. Other than that, if we talk about Rafael fighter planes, so we know that India recently inducted these fighter planes and we have 36 fighter planes in total as of now. And as far as India's defense is concerned, so other than Sukhoi, this is the second advanced fighter plane that we consider here in Indian Air Force. And it was a strategic mission, which was a 6 hours long flight in which four Rafales were included, were a very part of. And the mission was conducted from the eastern sector. Several sort of maneuvers were very much there. And then the fighter planes came back to the base as well.
Right. And these strategic exercises, of course, are important. I remember a few days ago, there was a naval exercise in coordination with the Indian Air Force as well that was carried out. The induction of Rafale in the fleet of Indian Air Force, Akash, has been an important, development that has happened to make sure that the armed forces, especially the Indian Air Force, is modernized with the times to come, is something that the Indian Air Force looks forward to. With this exercise, what is the next step forward? I mean, I'm sure these strategic exercises would continue to go on.
Very, very much important question. In fact, Anusha, as far as the future is concerned, so first one is that Indian Air Force is actually eyeing on Atmanirbharta. We know that how, not short of, but in case no step is taken in future, we'll be short of fighter planes. And this is the reason why the focus is on Tejas Mark 1 as of now. And we know that Prime Minister Modi is going to visit US in next few days. And, everyone is eyeing on the tech transfer of the engines with GE Electric. And this is the time when Indian Air Force is actually looking to strengthen its fighter planes. We know that how we have to phase out our MiG-21s by 2025. And as of now, the operational capabilities, whenever we talk about operational capabilities, so we have to induct more and more platforms. We are doing so. We have done so in the past. We have Tejas Mark 1. But we are looking for some more advanced features and some more advanced aircraft. And this will totally depend on the number of developments that we are eyeing on and that we are looking for in future.
Well, as my colleague said, that the Rafale jets are India's first major acquisition of fighter planes in about 23 years after Sukhoi jets were imported from Russia. Not to keep into mind the tense borders that India has with neighbours like China and Pakistan. And of course, the manner in which the Chinese expansionist policies have been a headache for major regional blocs and world superpowers is something that concerns India directly. Praful Bakshi, who's an expert, is also joining us on the broadcast, giving us his perspective. Mr. Bakshi, thank you so much for speaking with us. How do you see this exercise by the Indian Air Force and what kind of messaging does it have for our neighbours?
That's right. I'm Wing Commander Bakshi.
Wing Commander Bakshi, good afternoon. Thank you for speaking with us.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much for having me over. This is basically a joint exercise which is going on in the IOR, that's the Indian Ocean region. And this is the demonstration is of the Rafael, the long range. They carry a variety of weapons, including air-to-sea launched weapons, including the cruise missiles. And they have flown a very long distance. They are capable of air-to-air refueling. So this also shows that when you have a joint operation with the Navy, it can replace, the long range coupled with the air-to-air refueler additional, and also some of the aircrafts can be do, buddy refueling can be done. So this aspect goes a very long way in increasing the punch. But you must understand that the South China Sea is hotting up. As the Asia-Pacific zone is becoming a strategic area, and India is joining Quad. The Quad will get militarized. So thus, a lot of countries will be looking up at India, and India will be taking a lead. We are no more a follower country. We are the leaders now of this area.
I'm going to scoop a bit more on your expertise. And as I pointed out earlier, that the induction of Rafale, of course, was a huge milestone, happened after 23 years, more than 2 decades after we inducted Sukhoi. And there are various old planes that we need to do away with, fighter planes that we need to do away with. If we take an overall perspective as far as modernization and Atmanirbharta, or the self-reliant push of the government is concerned, how much work has been done, what remains to be done in the days to come? Because these pictures tell us a story of work in progress.
Oh, terrific. I must say that it is mind-boggling that what we have achieved in such a short time, which we have not achieved in the last 55 years, it is surprising. And sometimes I really feel bad that how did we miss out on this? But thanks for the change in the policy. The change in the policy is that when our doctrines don't mention our threat, the doctrine don't mention our aspirations. They don't even define the joint operations. In fact, we did not even have war doctrines for a couple of years back, and RAND Corporation had to point it out. So this aspect is now very, very forthcoming, very.
Wing Commander Bakshi, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast and sharing your expertise with us. Always a pleasure to have you. That's the story unfolding with the Rafale fighter jets carrying out the long-range exercise that they did. Well,